Hello everyone, it's time for arena number 4. This is the world World 4-Player Chess Championships Rapid Edition with free-for-all in the old setup. These are 10-minute games with no increment, no delay. So 10 minutes to make all of your moves. There are going to be 16 total arenas, although if the defending champion defends his title, then there'll only be 15 arenas. So 16 people total will be chosen, and they will be in the semifinals. There'll be groups of 4, and so 4 groups of 4. The winners of each of the 4 groups of 4 will go to the finals for one group of 4. And then the winner of that will be the champion. So this is the 4th arena. The arenas are held over 2 weekends. 4 arenas on Saturday, 4 arenas on Sunday, then another weekend, 4 arenas on Saturday, 4 arenas on Sunday. This is the 4th arena on the first day on Saturday. I covered arenas 2 and 3. I did not cover arena 1, but I'm hoping to cover all the arenas I can. So this is 4-player chess, and the qualifications, you have to be at least have a rate of at least 2600 in FFA. I don't qualify for this particular arena because I think my rating is 2497, something like that. I hit 2600 at one point, but I lost some rating since then. I haven't played FFA in a while. So, what we are looking for here is a team's opening, and we see that red has got his queen out. Yellow has a line for his queen, so he can get his queen out. Yellow is preventing green from attacking him. And red currently is a little bit vulnerable, as is yellow. So we are going to see a team opening where opposites work together. Hey Nightlife River, hey Chess Doofus. The meta in 4-player chess, free-for-all, even though it's every man for himself at the high levels. So basically when you're above probably 2400, is opposites tend to work together in the opening. And they'll play it like it's a team's game until one player is eliminated. And then you go from the 4-player stage to the 3-player stage. The 3-player stage is more about balance, where the players will try to make it so that they have basically an even number of pieces and or an even number of points. And when another player is eliminated, you get to the 2-player stage. And in the 2-player stage, it's kind of like 1 versus 1 chess game. But this game of 4-player chess is not quite like chess because you're not just trying to checkmate. You get points for capturing pieces. And the points you get are basically the point value of the pieces, except that bishops are a little bit overpowered. So, as they are a long-range piece that can go further than knights. So it is 1 point for pawns, 3 points for knights, 5 points for bishops, and 5 points for rooks, 9 points for queens, and if you capture a king or checkmate the king, you get 20 points. The person with the most points wins the match, even if that player was checkmated earlier than others. I don't know why green is taking so long. That's extremely odd. So I'm not really sure what's going on here. When will the 2400 plus qualifiers be? Good question. So these particular qualifiers are 2600 plus. I'm told that there is going to be another event that will be for the new standard setup instead of the old standard setup. Let me see. Am I missing something? Happened on Discord? Getting a friend request. I don't really understand why. Okay. It'll be a spam request. It's very odd that green is just sitting here doing nothing. Yeah, green is running the clock down. Does green feel that they're checkmated or something? I don't really understand what's going on. When you say another blunder, why is it a blunder? Did he schedule this as like a new setup instead of old setup or something like that? Or I don't know what's going on. I guess I could go and look for another game because I'm sure there's another game going on. But it's very odd that green is just not moving. If green times out, like green's only made one move. If green times out in 4-player chess, is the game aborted or does green just lose and the other players continue? I'm not sure off the top of my head. I know if green had not made the first move, then it would be, then this timeout would be an abort. All right, I'm going to go and see if there's another game we can watch because I think it would be more interesting. Okay. Let me see. Wait, what? This game is much further. Okay, let's see what happened in this game. I'm going to go back to the beginning. We see both red, well, all 4 players have gotten their queens out. We see teams openings. Red is getting attacked. So blue has picked up a free queen because of green's check here, which red had to deal with. And now they have mated. And the mate was actually stolen by red's opposite, yellow, who I think was not too impressed with red's play. Now green is taking advantage of the fact that he's a side player and he's going to promote a pawn. Yellow is also promoted a pawn. What is with this move here? A little bit odd. Oh, I guess this is covered, so this is fine. He can always promote later. He has promoted. He's promoted another pawn. And we see quite a lot has happened. Well, nothing happened in the other game. So sorry we missed all of that. Oh, new standard will be 2400 plus. Okay. Justin Davis says, so will old next week. Are the qualifiers next week going to be 2400 instead of 2600? I'm not aware if that's the case. Yeah, I mean, that's not really fair to the other players in that game, especially to that player's opposite, who, if the game continues after that player runs out of time, that player's opposite is going to have to deal with it's going to be sandwiched between two players. It's going to be harder for that player to promote pawns, much like yellow here. Hard for yellow to promote pawns because it has to deal with both green and blue, whereas green and blue can promote on the side here, not have to deal with yellow. Oh, they're changing it because there's not enough players. Okay, it makes sense. I think there are enough players who would qualify into that rating, but that doesn't mean they all would necessarily be interested in playing. So, for example, Radon would certainly qualify, but isn't interested in this particular event because he doesn't like the time control. Jonas, this particular event, I think he likes the time control fine, but he doesn't like old standard, so he's not playing, even though he would meet the rating criteria. So yeah, just because there are enough people that meet the rating criteria doesn't mean they'll necessarily play. So how do you deal with this? The king can't guard it. The queen can't get back there in time. I think that's just the bishop. So that's another bishop gone for green. In the meantime, it looks like blue is promoting some more. Blue could take a free knight if blue wanted to, or could trade off a queen. Would this be a mate? I guess not quite. Okay, yellow, well, not quite attacking that pawn because blue was inadvertently defending it. Are we going to see a sack here? Okay, so we could promote a pawn and trade off. I guess this is defended. Okay, so blue, it looks like, is hitting more queens than green. Green is running out of pawns. Yellow decimated green's position. So eventually we could see blue do some more attacks. But blue is now going after yellow. This pawn is guarded for now. I think green likes to see yellow putting pressure on blue. I mean, yellow's been attacking both players. Yellow's been picking his spots. So maybe yellow is going to try to promote this pawn at some point. Maybe not yet. But these pawns can't go backwards for green. Okay. Trying to undermine that. This might be loose in the future. Is green going to defend his bishop, or is he going to try to support yellow? He's chosen to defend his bishop. This diagonal is somewhat weak. We see blue attacking the diagonal. That also offers a trade with yellow. Okay. I think he will trade with yellow. No, apparently not. But green is taking that opportunity to trade off a rook for a 1-point queen. The points are all fairly even. Well, when I say fairly even, blue and yellow have 39 points. Green has about 10 points less. The times are fairly even. Red has obviously been left in the dust. Red is out of this. So blue still has some pawns that can be promoted later. His king is looking a little bit barren. Yellow, I think, has the most potential left, although this pawn potentially hanging if green chooses to take it. But green is going for king safety. Green is hiding among the dead pieces, which can be a strategy here, because in order to get it to green king, I have to get rid of these dead pieces first. So I like the setup from green. I still think it would be a good idea to snipe this pawn at some point, and he's done so. Just because if you don't take that pawn, then there's a danger that it might promote later. Now he's pinning the knight, and this is defended for now. Maybe we see like queen back here to attack the knight. A possibility. Oh, not anymore. Good defensive move. So, maybe okay. He's looking to promote these pawns. It looks like these remaining pawns. This is a good setup where he could leave these pawns for a while because they're defended, bringing the rook back. So blue probably looking for king safety of his own. I wonder if blue will come over here for some king safety, or he might just keep hiding behind these pawns for now. I think yellow should eventually slide this rook over and try to promote this pawn. What are my thoughts on who might win this? I'm honestly, I'm not sure. I mean, I was gonna say that green had the least safe king, but I really like what green has done, hiding the king behind the dead pieces. Um, if blue had two queens or a bishop and a queen, then it would be in danger. But without that as an option, I think green's in okay shape for now, and green has two queens to play with. I think yellow has the most potential long term. Um, he just has a bunch of pawns that are poised to promote and pieces near his king. None of them have super safe kings. I think that blue is trying to get his structure a bit better, get more king safety. I mean, green has basically promoted everything he can. But green is going to have to sack a bit. Okay, so yellow is making a mate threat here. Green is defending but offering a trade in the process, and that is an opportunity for blue to potentially pick up some pieces. I think blue should have taken the bishop last move. Unless I'm missing something there. Now he has green has two queens lined up, but this bishop is basically hanging. I think he's relying on yellow to come in. I mean, I guess green is, well, now green is defending this two ways, so the bishop is saved. I think maybe he'll bring this back for safety. It's a very interesting setup here. Again, green has no pawns left to promote. This is all green is going to have for the rest of the game. Whereas yellow and blue have a lot of pawns with potential to promote in the future. If I were yellow, I would be going after these 2 pawns because they seem a little weak. I would also be trying to promote my 2 pawns on the side here, although green could potentially stop that, so maybe better for yellow to bide his time. So yellow, 1 move away from promoting. We take this, I guess? Oh, no? Okay. I think that's a missed opportunity from yellow. Yellow basically just hung a pawn there. And green is going to get away with it. This pawn still seems vulnerable. I feel like at some point we should see an attack of this pawn, but I think yellow is going to... Wait, is that hanging? Why isn't that hanging? I guess because he figured this was being attacked. I don't know. But now green looks like he's down another queen, and we see a possible... Okay. So green has to take one of the dead pieces to defend against the mate threat. Did blue just hang a queen? What just happened? Blue just hung a queen for nothing. That's very odd. Okay. Green is hanging on for dear life. This is now yellow's game to lose. Blue has no queen, but the potential to promote more later. We could swing this rook around to trade it off for the 1-point queen. Do I think Lars will win? You mean Icy Stun will win again this year? I don't know. I think I was confused about whether Icy Stun had played. Like, I've seen Icy Stun playing, but I think he's been playing self-partner. And I thought Icy Stun played in the first arena, but maybe I was confused and it was Icy. Because there's someone who's made the handle Icy, or made the username Icy, who is not Icy Stun. So I'm not completely aware of how rusty or not Icy Stun is. Oh, green has resigned. And green had 41 points, so green has no win-in chances. Now a 1v1, and yellow may sack to prevent some promotions, but yellow's got to promote some pawns of his own. So I think really yellow should go after all the pawns he can. I think if he puts his bishop on this diagonal, he can control a lot of these squares. Like bishop here. Whoa, that's a rook. Why are we not taking that? Basic tactics. Take the rook and then blue resigns, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's over. So that's Chessmaster GS has won. So congratulations to him. Let's go look at another game. Okay. A new game has started with 4 players. Let's see. There are 3 games currently going on. Let's take a look at the top game here. And I'm gonna go back to the beginning and let's see what's happened this game. So I am looking for co-commentators, by the way. Radon said that he might join, but hold on. Let's see what happened here. So blue traded with red. Now all the queens are gone. And we're already in an end game, as they would say in chess parlance. They're trying to mate blue, but green is having a field day with yellow. Let's see, is yellow mated? No, yellow has one square. I guess we can take this afterwards. See, if he goes here, then that can be taken. Oh, no, I didn't see that that could retreat. Okay, still it's good to trade. Oh, I would have traded the knight for the bishop. Bishops are better than knights. So I'm not really sure why he took with the bishop. Maybe I'm missing something. That seems quite odd. Okay, anyway, we've liquidated a lot of pieces. Blue has nothing left but pawns. Blue would like to promote a pawn, but probably someone will stop him. No one really has a safe king. I think red has the most potential for future safety. Is yellow losing a rook here? It looks like red is going after yellow now. He sees blood. Green might defend. No, he's not going to defend. So that's a rook. Red has to decide whether he wants to take it. That's a very odd move, because now yellow could potentially take red's rook. But red and yellow are putting trust in each other. I suppose that means that they are still going after blue, but we'll see if yellow has the same idea. Yellow may decide that's just a free rook. Okay, no, they're still playing together here, which is a little bit surprising given that blue has so little material. Red is activating another piece. The check possibility on yellow. Blue may try to promote. And maybe red does this type of thing. We go for mate, but that takes two moves. Not so sure about this one. I don't think that was the way. I think if you put this rook over here. Oh, okay. He's worried about check, so that makes sense. Okay. So here's the problem: is that green is skewering these rooks. So if yellow moves away, probably takes the red rook. Even though he doesn't have very much material, I wonder if. I mean, there's a check possibility too. But yeah, if green takes this, then it's not really a battery anymore. Old setup is the same, open in every game, and skip the first 10 moves. I don't think that's actually the case. There's a lot more variety in the old setup than new standard. Oh, Nightlife Raver is going to win this year. Good luck to you. Okay, so they don't want blue to promote. Green may keep yellow busy to help blue promote, though. Or could keep red busy. So he has some possibilities here. Okay, and so he's actually defending this pawn in case red gets any ideas of taking. Problem is his king is here, so he may want to move his king away so that when blue promotes, he won't be pinned. He could, wait, is this mate? Green could mate blue if he wants. Yeah, there's two different mates. And he has taken the mate. All right, that's a double cross there. So green now has the most points. And it looks like green and red both have 4 minutes 30. Yellow not far behind with 3 minutes. But red has a lot more pawns available than green. Yellow has a few pawns to play with as well. So green definitely has problems. Looks like red and yellow have started attacking each other to try to pick off their pawns. Green is happy to pick off pawns from both players. But red seems to have a pretty safe setup. He's gonna push his pawns along with his king. People already know the best strategy. Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely, you definitely see some repeat openings. There's openings that people prefer in the old setup, but there's more variety for sure than the new setup in opening choice. Let's see. Okay. So I think, okay, so red's rook is under attack. Green is trying to exploit that. Red really can't afford to give up this rook. Okay, well, he's traded the rook. Green notices a free pawn, and so of course he takes it. Green went from the worst position to a not entirely terrible position since he has the rook and they don't. So he can afford to pick off a few pawns. Still, one rook cannot stop this whole pawn onslaught. So pretty soon, red is going to have a queen. And try to keep red busy, I guess. Yeah, can't stop promotion from yellow. I guess his idea is to try to check him and hope that red will take. But yellow is wisely gonna wait a bit before promoting. Okay, red is now stopping the promotion. But red wants to promote himself. Maybe red will trade off this green pawn. Now he might come from behind, try to grab some of these pawns. Red and yellow kind of stopping each other from promoting. In the meantime, green just moving his rook around, looking for free pawns to take. And at this point, by the way, red is behind on points. Behind 19 points to green. Okay, now that they're stopping each other, maybe green should swing his rook around and check red, try to make something happen there. I don't know that he'll actually do that. He might swing his king around instead. So red can't move here because of yellow. So because green is up on material, if there were the threefold repetition, green would be perfectly happy with that. Okay. Can green exploit this somehow? Don't think. Whoa, that's a lot of trust in red, but the trust pays off. Do you take this, or do you want to leave that as a blocker, stop in yellow? I think potentially what he wants to do is cut off the red king from his own pawns. Most of the games had the classical opening, says Jonas. Yeah, I mean, I find the games more interesting when it gets past the opening phase for sure. But the setups past the opening just seem always very, very similar when it's the new standard, and more variety when it's old standard. And when it's new standard, it's people just move pawns to block the queens, and you just get kind of stale variations here. Okay, if yellow takes and green checks, and green can take this pawn. He could pin the pawn, but I don't think he'll do that. Oh, and he's choosing not to take. That's very interesting. Now yellow is threatening to promote. I don't think green can take this one. That's worked out well for yellow. I don't think green necessarily should have checked there. Green would love them to trade stuff off. He may just need to guard his king. So green is worried about some checks on the diagonal. By the way, yellow's time is getting fairly low. Yellow is at 49 seconds. Green arrowing his is marking his possibilities here. Let me check the 4PC server. Kind of surprised that no one has jumped in yet, but I guess maybe Radon is asleep. So red and yellow both threatening to promote. Green is far away from his promotion square. Green is holding on for dear life and hoping that the other folks will trade with each other. Whoa. He just pick up the queen. That looks like a queen. That seems pretty good for red. Does he trade this? But then green stops the promotion. So maybe not. Instead, he's gonna check a bit. Ooh, promotes with check. That's pretty dang good for red. This is looking pretty nice for red now. So he wants to look for some double checks. I don't see any double checks. So green's gonna start checking red. Now they're both gonna check red. Okay, green's lopped off one of those queens. Green still has this pawn to promote, by the way. Red's getting low on time, as is yellow. Green has the most time at 1 minute. Does that force a trade? I guess it doesn't force a trade. If these guys trade off, obviously great for green. Those double checks can be important here. If green can hold on for a few more seconds, then they both flag and green wins the game. Okay. Green no longer wins the game. If they trade these queens off, then green has the most points. So they're trying to farm double checks, I guess. They're going for draw. Oh, red is about to flag. Okay. Now yellow needs to checkmate one or both of these players. Yellow only has 3 seconds, so this is going to be quite difficult. Trying to remove green into mate. All right, so what happened? Did green run out of time? No, green had plenty of time. Oh, but green was stalemated. So green was stalemated, which gave green plus 20 points. And then yellow got 20 points for the red king. So Carlos, who is green, actually wins that. So that worked out for green. All right, let's go find another game. Whoops. All right, let's see. So I'm just picking the top game. Looks like there's 3 games going on right now, and none of them have just started, meaning there may be a 4th game pretty soon. All right, and the top game, I assume, is going to be the people with the highest rating. Oh, chess.com doesn't say I'm live. Oh, I forgot to press the live button in for PC, but now I've done so. Thanks for letting me know. All right, we're gonna run through this opening real quick to see what happened. Red and yellow have got their queens out. Now everyone has their queens in the mix. Yellow trading with blue. Green attacking red. Okay. We have 2 queens gone. Oh, yellow looks in quite a bit of trouble. Oh, yellow is running out of pieces. Yellow just resigned. Okay. So blue-green have the better end of this opening. Okay, so red is looking for some amount of king safety. Maybe he pushes d3. This rook is holding on to the back rank. Green, the only person left with a queen. So maybe green trying to get behind the blue rank here. Green and blue no longer friends. Green in the best position. I think green can try to promote some of these pawns. Although green's king is a little bit unsafe, he may want to castle or even just walk his king over here. And he wants to get his queen in an active position where it can't be tempoed. See right now there's tempo impossibilities. Yeah, he may even use his queen for defense back here. Once green feels secure with his queen, he's going to start marching these pawns. So he may go king up, or he may just leave his king there. And oh, that losing that pawn was not good though. He didn't pay close enough attention there. No one seems to be going after yellow yet, because they're more concerned with their own king safety, developing their pieces. Okay. So these bishops are in tension. Now this pawn is hanging. So we could see, oh, what did blue move last time? He just pushed a random pawn. Blue missed an opportunity. I think blue really should have taken this pawn while he had the opportunity and maybe doubled up the rooks. That really would have hurt green a lot. Green has promoted another pawn. Green now has 2 queens. Blue and red 0. So I still like green's position. Wait, that's a free pawn. Nope. But I was wrong. Not a free pawn. So both me and green were wrong. Green has hung his queen to take a pawn. But it's a 1-point queen. This queen's being tempoed. That's an opportunity potentially for blue. Blue just wants to promote a pawn, it looks like. Once blue promotes another pawn, oh, okay, now he's making a threat. He's hoping probably that red will go after this queen. Are we going to see this cycle over here? No. Brings it back. And by the way, note that if the rook ever got to this file, maybe in a sneaky way, blue could start going after red. But instead, he's going to focus on promotion. Green wants to promote as well. So this is under attack. Right now it's defended. But green is waiting for a good opportunity to go after that. The pawn's being attacked. Okay, so blue figuring that red is busy. Sorry, that green is busy. So blue has given up a pawn, but is really going hard after green. Green is no longer in a great position. Red looking poised to promote. Probably blue should go after this pawn if he feels his king is safe enough. Right now there's no immediate checks. Eventually he probably wants to get his king to b4. There's no back rank checks. So, okay. That's a check on yellow. This pawn is being attacked. I still think blue should have gone after this weak pawn while he had the opportunity. It's just leaving that. That could potentially come back to bite him. This pawn may promote later. It's really shocking no one has made it yellow yet, but they're all busy dealing with each other. Are we going to see a promotion here? I guess he's worried about this now. So he may lose this pawn to green. I think green should take this pawn while he has the opportunity to, though that would hang a pawn of green's too. So maybe green doesn't even want to do that. Oh, also green's under attack. Okay, he's covering with the knight. Red is using this opportunity. Green was kept busy. Promote a pawn. Very nice. Green sniped a mate, although it's not even at the expense of a queen, because red can't take because of the pin. It was extremely smart by green. Green wants to stop this promotion of the red pawn. Green in a great position here. And I don't see a way for red to defend that pawn. He can hope that blue defends it, which he does, for now at least. Then going after this knight. Interesting. Now threatening promotions. That seems like a free queen, but it would let a promotion happen. Wow, he's taking it. Not sure I agree. Oh, he's relying on green to stop the promotion. Very interesting. So potentially a fork here. Maybe he's looking for a way to guard this pawn instead. Okay. Activating his bishop instead. His king still has safety. These places. Green can potentially take that queen. But that would get rid of green's only active piece. Green is retreating. Okay. So we see a promotion path for blue. But now blue has to worry about his back rank. As we could see a check. And we could see more stuff get in here. Red might want to deal with his rook first though. Okay. Red probably should sack his rook for this pawn. He's done so. And this knight is hanging. There's no way for green to guard that. Blue could potentially sack on red at the right time. And he could potentially do that to let green take this queen. He's decided not to. So, okay. I think at some point red ought to go after this pawn. And okay, so he's trying to tie down green. Okay. Also tying down blue. I think this bishop can tie down green. The queen can tie down blue. Oh, that's mate. All right, this is the promotion square. So, can red get there fast enough? He can go here. The knight can potentially help guard. I think you just sack the bishop for this. Oh, maybe not. Oh, well, that's a pawn. Take those. A win for red. Okay. BRDTMR. Is that Tony? I forget what everyone's real name is, but great job from him. Jay crossover finished in second here. Let's go find another game to watch. All right, so we have a game that just started, which probably has those same players. Looks like we have 3 games going on. Let's look at the highest level game here. And again, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the game. Let's basically see what happened. Everyone getting their queens out. And trades happening. Oh, I don't like red's pawn structure. Blue's position seems to be somewhat decimated. These bishops by red are going to end up being pretty strong. And eventually they can come back to home if red wants. Let's see what's going on with yellow. This pawn could be a problem. So green already looking at possibilities there. And green still needs to get some activity. I think if green can eventually push this pawn, this is going to be a good place for his king. He can also bring his king over to the other side. So green has the most, well, green has pretty good long-term king safety possibilities. What is yellow going to do about this threat? Okay, so it's possible for the blue bishop to move. Which could attack the queen. So this bishop can't move because it's pinned. It's kind of funny. Probably, oh, okay. That's reasonable as far as the short-term defense, but it hurt red's pawn structure to do that. This is not as good a pawn structure as it could have been. The light squared bishop is outside the pawn chain for red. I think red needs to get more pieces over to help his king. Also may want to activate this rook eventually. So red's holding on, but I'm just not in love with the structure. Um, Green getting all up in the business of yellow. I think maybe he's going for this sort of thing. I'm not sure. Red would still have some left. Although, I guess eventually there could be this. Comes back here. Comes back. And if here, then there's this. I'm not sure. Oh, yellow has taken the blue bishop. Red going after blue. So, okay. Blue has chosen not to take the yellow knight. So he could come over here to threaten a check. Or he could just come back this way. We're lining up a bit on yellow, but this bishop still defends, at least for now. I guess this pawn is technically hanging. Oh, and put a lot of trust into blue there by taking that pawn. So red has a possible check on blue, which may be useful at a later time. I think the bishop can just retreat here. I don't think he has to give up the rook. But this pawn could be hanging. I guess maybe he's hoping that blue will attack yellow somehow. I don't see a great way to do that. Oh, never mind. That's a pretty good way. Going after the yellow queen. So it's possible red could give up a piece interposing. But I think that would be a short-lived solution. Yeah, green has a good plan here. Or just bishop back. Yeah, I think bishop back is better because this is guarded by red. By the way, red can throw in this check on yellow if you ever wanted. It might be a potential to snipe a mate at a later point. Okay, he is actually going to help out yellow by preventing blue from taking the yellow queen. The yellow queen also, at least temporarily, defends the red bishop. But this comes at the cost of a knight. By the way, this pawn push by green also hurts the pawn structure of green. It's no longer is a safe place for green. I don't really like this move, even though it potentially wins a knight. I don't think it was worth it for the long-term pawn structure. I think the pawn structure was far more important for green. Green still can go over here potentially, but this bishop could be a thorn in his side. So I really don't like this move at all for green. Okay, so he was attacking the green rook. Get a bit of tempo. Now this bishop needs to be saved, and it is. Yellow could potentially take this pawn, but that could allow him to be tempoed again later in various ways. It would do red a solid to take this, so that he doesn't lose the knight. It does also get the rook active long term. Not immediately, obviously, because it'd be hanging. Okay, instead he's going to offer a trade to try to get this queen out of his face. Green's already committed by pushing this pawn, so I assume he's going to take the knight. Because if he takes back, this other pawn falls too. But I don't really like Green's decisions. Oh yeah, of course he had to save his queen first. So, okay. So red has saved his knight. Blue now attacking this bishop, also attacking the red pawn. Red needs to get some activity eventually, getting this other rook into the game. He's just trying to be careful not to get the rook into the game hurting yellow. He's preserving this check if it ever becomes useful. As far as time is concerned, green has the least time at 250. So what is blue gonna do? By the way, if this pawn ever pushed, this would be an interesting development. Yeah, yellow's king is just really unsafe in the middle of the board. And it doesn't really have a good place to go. Even if he gets all the way over here, this file is still open. Knight can come in. It's just not looking great for yellow. Okay. What is up with it? Oh, well, he's in check. Okay. So yeah. So blue is potentially winning a queen. Red could again defend, but eventually red is going to decide that yellow is not worth defending. See, blue has very few active pieces, only 2 active pieces. So is he really going to get rid of his rook, even with the benefit of taking a queen? What is this move? Okay. A little bit odd. Maybe he's thinking that blue will take some pieces here. Okay. So blue is going to ravage yellow a bit. Or green continues to check. Oh, that's a double check. Is there a mate threat here? Is the question. And the answer is yes. And blue gets the mate, which is pretty dang funny. But blue has kind of made himself a target in the process. Blue obviously has the least pieces, and he has some king safety, but not very much. Blue going to start pushing pawns. So really, red and green should be concerned about each other. Green has very few points. So green at 12 points, blue at 46. Green also the most likely to get timed out. I like red best here. The red has a reasonably safe king. Looks like he's going to safeten up a bit too. Still has some pieces to work with. I'm not sure I like these pawn pushes, but I guess he figures this is the path of least resistance. We may see this push to go up. Oh, okay, maybe not. Okay, that's check. No, he just wants to go for the promotion. I think he should have taken this while he could, because this is actually defended. So I think that was a missed opportunity from red. And he can't even push because the knight can take. Okay, it looks like he's going to try to pin the pawn, but not even still. Knight defends. Red really missed the ball on this one. Now blue has an extra queen to play with. Does he come in against green? This could also be a good place to go. I think he's more concerned about red. That's a threat. And if this pawn pushes, by the way, there's discovered checks. Green has the safest king by far. So blue could come here, or he could come after red. Green seems to be biding his time. This pawn is the only one that's really loose. So maybe green is going to start pushing these pawns. We'll see. Even though this pawn would be the easiest to promote, green wisely is not doing so because his king safety is more important than getting another queen in the game. Okay, yeah, these are the pawns that should be promoting for green. So maybe red wants to go after blue, I'm not sure. I'm going to trade this off, looks like it. Blue really doesn't have much to work with. If he promotes these pawns, it looks like he's going for it. But that's at the expense of his king safety. This is going to be a vulnerable king for the rest of the game. That's a check. And if green so desired, green could start getting in on the check action. But I think green is valuing his king safety very highly, as well he should. He's also not going to hang any pawns. I really like the way green is playing this. Green has a great setup. So this pawn is loose. Need to do something about that. Okay, blue let red promote. Maybe not the smartest thing in the world, especially if he promotes the second one. Ah, okay. I thought this made more sense, but see a check here potentially. Any more tricky checks? Guess not. He's just defending the pawn. That's a check. What? Why did... Okay, he took a knight there. That's a reasonable sack because it opens up the king. I like that. So he wants to get rid of this pawn so that this pawn can promote. He's trying to trick blue into moving this queen away so this pawn can be taken. Is red going to trade? I don't think that particular trade would be good for red. There may be potential back rank issues for green. Green's trying to put stuff in the way of this file. So this is covered, at least for now. Ooh. A free 1-point queen for green. Okay, we need to guard this pawn. Maybe rook back here. That hangs the rook and the pawn. I think green is getting in maybe some time pressure. Whoa, hold on. Was that... maybe that wasn't quite mate, but red has some threats here. This can also be taken. This pawn can be eaten. Gotta watch this pawn here. Ooh, they're gonna go after each other. So green would love a check from red. That's not gonna happen. He wants this to be taken. Wow, he doesn't take it. Actually defended. And is he gonna try to promote that? Looks like it. That's funnily enough defended. For sure he doesn't trade that. This is the only queen left for blue. And blue is going to try to generate some checks on these guys. Wait, is this... that's free. That was a missed opportunity for blue to take out one of these pawns from green. Red down to 30 seconds. There's no increment here. So we could potentially take something here. Oh, but he was concerned about a check probably. The threat is still here. Like, I don't know what red is doing. I mean, I guess he's concerned about blue checking, but he can just bring it back. I mean, this is... well, I guess blue has to check after this because it would be a mate threat. Red down to 10 seconds. Blue is arrowing the move. I think everyone sees this but red. Or maybe red is just choosing not to do it. And by the way, that would have been a great time to do that when this was pinned, so blue couldn't even do anything. Just check him. The game would be like pretty over with that move. Okay. That was blunder by red. And now it's a win for green. Green has plenty of time to promote more queens. Okay. It's like Neo-Serbian was red. I really think that this was a throw by Neo-Serbian. Neo-Serbian had a lot of winning opportunities here. Yeah, I agree. Someone. This was a hey and Kick. Thanks for watching. Um, yeah. So I really think Neo-Serbian should have won this game, but Green managed his time better and put himself in a position to win, and he got the win. All right, let's go look at another game. Um, looks like there's a game that has just started, which is probably a lot of these same four players. There's currently 3 games going on. Uh, let's look at a game that is further into it than this one. Um, let's go back to the beginning of this and see what happened. I don't know what red is doing. This is kind of a wild opening from red. The other 3 players have their queens active and developed. But this does show that there is more variety in the positions old standard than new standard. Wait, yellow just hung a pawn? Yeah, because this queen was tempoed. So blue took this opportunity to grab a pawn. Red's position was quite passive, and because of that, yellow is suffering. Although he was nice enough to throw in a check. And that allows yellow to take the queen. Whoa, wow. That is savage. Red gets the mate on yellow. Mate's his opposite. Wow. I would be big mad if I were yellow and I had an opposite red who plays like this. What the heck? Alright. So let me just ban you. Alright. Let me see. Okay. So what is up with this move? Red is taken a green bishop. Why? That seems like a very weird sack. And what is up with this move? Oh, okay. So this was actually protected by blue. So red has very little king safety. Blue has some safety among the dead pieces. So his king safety, not nearly the best, but he's surviving. Green is in the middle of the board. None of them have safe kings, basically. I think red is the least safe. And I think blue and green are kind of tied for king safety. Green just hung a dude. Or is that just a pawn? Okay. Blue is running out of pawns. Okay, and now we're caught up to the live game. Red only has 2 bishops left and a few pawns. Or oh, he has a rook back here. Okay. Yeah, we're really in an endgame situation. What? Why not just take the rook? And why not just take the... I don't understand what's going on here. These moves are very weird to me. So Are they working together against blue? Why? These two both have a lot of points. Blue has very little. I guess they're concerned that blue is the one with the queen. This seems like a free queen. Don't understand what's going on. Okay. So now I would think that red and green would stop working together and work against each other. Probably you go up here to prevent some checks. So this one pawn that could promote is basically blue's only hope. And if green were to sack his knight for the pawn, then blue would be out of hope. On the other hand, if green sacks a piece, then that may make red's job much easier. So we'll see what happens. So I think red wants to pin this pawn against the king. And I think red realizes once this pawn is gone, blue is not a threat at all. He may even be willing to sack a bishop for that pawn. If I were red, I would sack the bishop. But he's just gonna leave that for later. So if this king moves away, then at that point, they need to make a decision about this pawn. So green could still potentially take it. Okay. Red is gonna let him promote, and he's gonna hope that green takes that. Question is, will green take the blue queen? All okay, saying green looks good. What green has going for him is these three pawns that form a good chain and can promote later. Oh, he's not taking the blue queen. Okay. So green wants to keep some chaos. Is he going to defend that? I don't think he can trust him enough because he might just take back, but maybe he has to. I'm not sure. No, he's not doing it. Wow. Okay. So blue just basically sacked for a piece. Blue now has no winning chances. So blue could just resign and move on to the next game. Blue is at 34 points. I mean, he's not going to mate anyone with a knight and a bishop. So I think this is basically resignable for blue. But it looks like he's playing on. I think red wants to blockade these pawns. Since blue is playing on, blue may try to frustrate one or the other players. So maybe he'll trade with green to punish green for not supporting his queen. Not sure. Yeah, might target green. Yeah, oh, he's going after that rook. He's definitely going to take that rook. Once he takes that rook, that's great for red, obviously. Oh, he doesn't take the rook, okay. But he is going after a pawn here. He could take this pawn too. He's leaving this to take. Interesting. Green is forking some things. I think we need to return here to defend. I'm really mystified at what blue is doing. But yeah, no, that's kind of how I read it, that blue is staying in the game just to target green. But if that's the case, why not take the rook? Why not take this pawn? The fact that he's not making active moves and just leaving pieces out there just seems weird. Now blue has to make a decision. Is he going to take this pawn or not? Apparently not. So I guess maybe what I said wasn't entirely accurate. I mean, blue can't mate either player with like a knight and a bishop alone. I mean, I guess technically if he just has knight and bishop versus kings, he can mate them. But uh, I mean, either of these pieces can snipe a mate if red is attacking green. All of a sudden, blue could cover the last square with one of his pieces. So it's still possible for blue to make some things happen. It just seems like such a slim possibility. Like if I were blue, I would for sure move on to the next game rather than put in hope in this one. Oh, can play for flag. Yeah, that's another possibility. That's a good point. But looking at the times are completely even. All of them have about 245, 250, something like that. So yeah, I don't think blue is going to flag any of these players. So green may be thinking about sacking for the bishop here. And he's done it. So he could potentially go after this pawn. Ooh, and that's interesting. This is where blue could start to get frisky, but I think this is probably a safe place to go. Is he going to take this pawn, or what's he going to do? The knight? This is just an odd place to put his bishop. Okay. He really is working together here. Blue is basically communicating to these players. I think he's communicating, I'll work with either one of you. Just make moves and I'll support your pieces. And I won't take your pieces. He's taken a green piece and attacked red. So it's a little unclear who he's helping and who he's hurting here. But this gives an opportunity for green. Oh, and green is going after this red queen. He doesn't take the bishop. Wow. Red is running out of pieces. This looks like green's game now. Green with the only queen on the board. Red is running out of pawns. And blue, by not resigning and playing on, has really thrown a monkey wrench into this. I mean, if blue takes the pawn, that's basically handing the game to green. So I guess he's hoping for, he's hoping to tag team against green, I guess. So he could potentially take that if red will throw in a check. And that's a fun check because it's actually supported. Not so sure it was the best check though. That would be a check. So this green king is going to try to stay on some dark squares rather than light squares, as is the red king. They see that this bishop can be tricky. They're going to stay on dark squares for the rest of the game if they can help it. Oh, but looks like red forced to move to a light square. It's just amazing that... What? Just amazing that blue is still in this game. Null when not green can just perpetual red. Maybe, well, blue can take that. But he's choosing not to. So as far as the points are concerned, green has the oh, that's double check. That's a +1. Yeah, I guess green is just gonna go for petrels on red. And blue wants to help checkmate eventually. Wants to grab the mate from one of them. So green is farming points here. Blue about to flag, by the way. Blue is at 10 seconds. Green at 30 seconds, red at 55. We're at move 113. 114 now. But red pushed a pawn pretty recently, so we're nowhere near 50 move rule. Blue has flagged. We're at 35 seconds to... Okay. Red promotes. So blue was Martin. Okay. Green was J crossover, so Jerry. And Simbo the pin something. Uh, Simbo the pin up was the winner there. Was red. Let's look for another game to watch. All right. We have 2 games going right now, and none of them were started recently, so there may be a third game about to be started. Let's look at this. This is 16 moves in. Clear these arrows. So early queen trade. Oh, this is gonna. Okay. Why is green taking blue's pieces? Why did green take blue's pieces? I don't understand. Can someone explain what happened there? 10-0 is your time control. No, I like delay. I stop it, red. I don't understand why green took that. He just mad at blue? That move makes no sense to me. Red is apparently frustrated. Red's being really obnoxious. He keeps drawing stupid arrows. Maybe I should just go watch another game because... Oh, it looks like green is drawing high while red is spamming arrows. So I guess one of these is GYS chess, probably green. Oh, blue is down to 25 seconds, so I guess that plays a part in this. Everyone else has a lot of time. Oh, it's Tenno's Utra. Yeah, he was talking to GYS chess, I guess. Yeah, GYS chess is Tenno is a good time control for him. Oh, what did oh, okay, green hung up on. I'm going for some king safety here. So yellow still has not taken this bishop because it would hurt his king, maybe. Red can take a free knight. Probably will, and he has. Blue is just randomly attacking green? What? Okay. Looks like blue is salty at green. Yeah, blue is pissed. Someone said in the game chat blue is pissed. That seems to be what's going on. I think blue is just gonna hurt these players as much as possible. Yep. Predictable. Red could push this pawn. Potentially. Is blue gonna take the yellow queen? Nope, apparently. Blue likes yellow just fine. Blue is mad at green, which must be frustrating for GYS chess. Not sure where the yellow queen thinks he's going. The yellow queen needs to go somewhere. Okay, he's retreated. Okay, that was a discovered check on blue. Oh, that rook is hanging. Red is noticed. Red is the beneficiary of blue donking off all of his pieces. Another free piece for red. Honestly, I think red could have tried to mate. Oh, maybe he still can. Oh, I would have pushed the other pawn, but okay. Red is promoting a pawn, and really red should mate blue before others have an opportunity to do so. Red is also attacking this queen, and he's noticed. He's arrowed it, as has green. Red just hung his queen. Well, at least he gets a bishop for it. These moves are not good. This is not how to play this game. Red is trying to take everything that blue has ever owned. Just check on something in Discord real quick. Don't really understand who this person is. Ignore that for now. Okay. I probably should save this bishop. Oh, the rook's being hit. Although it comes with a promotion, so it's not really the end of the world. Better to save the bishop. That's the promotion. Unless green can guard that somehow, but I don't think he can. Oh, actually he could have. He could have taken this pawn. Probably green should have done that. But this is working out okay for green. That's a pretty big threat. Although green can now... Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like what green did. I think green should have gone after yellow. Green could have made it yellow there. But that's still okay. I mean... Okay, that's mate. Green has mate on red. Can green win the 1v1 versus yellow? Really, he would only need to take 1 point. Because he'll be exactly, or no, he gets 25 points, so he can just claim. Oh, not quite yet. He can almost claim. Blue is still shockingly in the game. Ooh, okay, well that's a win for... that's a win for green. He can claim. So red is annoyed at blue, understandably so, and blue is just laughing. So red is saying that blue engaged in unsportsmanlike conduct, which may indeed be the case. But I don't know that there's necessarily a penalty for that in the context of this tournament. I don't know what green is doing. Green should have a claim win button, so he can just press it. He really should move on to another game. I don't understand what green is doing. Why isn't this game over? Come on, green, press the button. Okay, so it's a win for GS. Lazy Imp was blue, who was trolling that game. Carlos was red, the beneficiary of the trolling. But really, blue was mostly targeting green, and green still won the game. So, good job for green. Okay, let's go check out another game. Looks like there are two games going on. One has just started. One is almost finished. Look at the almost finished one. Okay, so red sacked on blue. The sack paid off and they traded queens. Okay, interesting. Red still has all of his pieces at this point. Others have traded queens. Red has now traded queens. I really like red's structure, although maybe this bishop would be better here, but that could get there later. And there it is. Yeah. Red has a decent structure. Because of this threat from blue, which blue actually did, the rook would probably be better here than over here. So better to move the king than the castle. But red is still doing decently. Let me back up. What happened there? Okay, so they're making yellow and green making some trades. Okay, blue and red trade in some pieces. Rook for bishop. Red getting his pieces active. Ooh, that's a threat. Okay. So red has lost a rook. Not looking great for red. Whoa, yellow just hung a rook? What happened there? Oh, this was hanging for a couple moves. But green was busy for a while. Eventually green took it. So yellow has basically one rook left. Okay, this square was covered, can't move that square. So blue was sniped to mate there. Blue has a lot of points, but not much material. Green has a lot of material, so this is looking like it's going to be a green win. Green also has the safest king. Not surprising, because he has a lot of pawns and pieces there. Let me clear some of these arrows. Ooh. That started to go south for green now. So green took this blue queen. That allowed yellow to promote. All of a sudden, yellow's looking fine. Okay, these pawns are moving this way. So blue is getting attacked. Looking better for green. Why did he just tang this rook? Oh, I guess it was to take the pawn that he thought was going to promote pretty soon. Okay. And now we are caught up with the game. Okay, so yellow and blue are checking each other. Blue has a lot of points. As far as the time, yellow down to 15 seconds. So yellow about to flag. Not looking great for yellow. Green doesn't have that many points. Green needs to mate both of them. Wow, green about to promote. Oh, the dead king, savage, taking one of the pawns. So blue just needs to sack for that pawn. What is blue doing? Yeah, just take the pawn. Win for blue, Neo-Serbian. Okay. Good job, blue. Let's go check out another game. Looks like we only have one game going. 2 minutes left in the tournament. So I'm not sure if another game will start up. Probably not. Alright, we're gonna look through this game and see what's happening. Don't really like red's opening. Red is playing this more like it's a new standard rather than old standard. Okay, red trading with blue. Okay, so red nabbed the pawn there. And this pawn can be taken at a later time. Oh, but red gets tempoed, and now red is losing a piece. And, well, these two will have to trust each other for this to happen, but I think they will. And they do. Alright, we are caught up with the game. This is probably the last game of the tournament. And it's possible that a game starts or started in the last 2 minutes of the tournament, and it would be allowed to run its course, but I kind of doubt it. A little surprised no one joined me in the commentary booth here. Let me see. Freaking, okay. Yeah, Luke has kind of been out of pocket for a while. I'm not sure why he's not joining in on Twitch chats. Kind of weird. Okay. So red has a weird looking structure, but I think he's gonna be okay for now. Green may want to force a bishop trade. Green doesn't have a great place for his king. He still has like a wall of pawns, but it's not a good structure. Um, red has potentially an okay structure. Um, so, I mean, he could get a safe structure, with the king over and something like e1. Uh, so I like the red setup. He's trying to put some pressure on blue, but really, blue could try to kick out this rook. Green is, blue is trying to offer a check here on red, which would give green a chance to ravage red's position. So I guess that's what's going on right now. And yellow doing his own thing, just looking for some promotions. If this pawn moves, then we'd have tension between these two bishops, both pinned against the king. So red has destroyed his pawn structure to stop this check. Not a fan of that. I think red's position just got a whole lot worse. So maybe he's gonna move this knight to attack the rook. Oh, okay, he's gonna trade the bishops first. Now keep in mind, there's two things going against this pawn. But of course the bishop is better than the knight. I don't think that green and blue are going against each other right now. So GS is saying the next round is going to be 1-7. I wonder if Radon will jump in the mix then. And I think Radon would like that time control better. So he has brought back the knight, which on the one hand hangs this pawn. On the other hand, I think blue didn't notice that the rook is hanging. So for sure we're taking this rook, right? Can green do anything to delay red? I mean, he could sack a knight for nothing. I don't think he's going to do that. I think he's just saying, "Ooh, that's your fault for hanging your rook." So I wonder if they will trust each other and take this pawn or not. Red probably more concerned about king safety. Now he can castle because there's no bishop, dark squared bishop bearing down on him from green anymore. Although blue still has a dark squared bishop. So I think probably red is going to go for king safety at this point. Actually, if he castles, then, well, has he moved his king first of all? I'm not sure off the top of my head. But this would be an interesting... I guess the double check doesn't work because blue would need to move first. So they haven't been... Oh, what? Why didn't he take the free knight? Doesn't make much sense to me. When you have free knights, you take them. Okay, green has sacked to probably to undermine the pawn structure of red. This could be interesting. Okay, well, he's opening up his bishop. That's also potentially helpful. I imagine green at some point will probably castle in this direction to get this rook active and get his king a little safer. Okay, they're going hard against red. Probably yellow's going to ignore that and just try to promote a pawn. That could be free, but he's trusting Luna. Or well, actually, yeah, green can potentially take this. And so first, I guess blue's going to save its rook. But eventually he's probably going to take this rook. Looking bad for red. And by the way, after rook takes pawn, we can start picking up off this pawn right here. And then promote. Looks like he's trying to threaten a check on yellow. Not really a fan of that. I mean, I assume yellow has to do something like this. Which helps him in his mission to promote anyway, so not really a bad thing. I guess rook over is another possibility. At some point, if red ever puts a check on blue, this pawn push, and yellow could pick off the rook. Maybe we see something like this. No, I guess he's going to try to get his rook involved. So, not sure exactly what green's idea is. Well, these are in tension now. And green sees this. This would be a check, by the way. I don't think that green should trade those rooks. Okay. I mean, I think he could have just won it later, so it's odd to me that he's checking. Okay. So green can take some pawns. Okay, he's taking this rook as his plan. Is blue still working together with green, or is he gonna... Well, if he takes this, then I guess it gets taken back anyway. So yeah, he's not gonna take that. Alright, I think we lop off this rook if we're green. Yellow is on the promotion path. Marching all of his pawns up. Okay, so there's a potential take check. Now this could potentially be taken. So where does he go? Like, this is what's going on here, I guess. Okay. And that gets out of the way of the bishop take anyway. So was this a mate? No, because of this. Hold on. That was a red bishop. Okay, so I think yellow thinks red is just dead anyway. They are not working together. And he saw 5 points for the taken. So he took that bishop. Oh, Neo-Serbian in the game chat is not happy about the 10-minute time control. He says he lost all of his games on time. So this is a potential move. What's the point of this? Okay, that would give mate to blue. I don't know if green wants to do that, but if he doesn't do that, then maybe he just picks off this pawn instead. Well, now red could take the bishop, potentially. There's still one move left. Eventually, I wonder if yellow is going to snipe a mate one of these days. So green could check, yellow could mate. Well, the green's not going to check because he doesn't want blue to take them. Well, he might think that that's fine, and then yellow takes a mate. Like, what is yellow doing? Come on, yellow. Let's mate your opposite. Let's go. He found it. All right. So now we have the 3-player stage. Blue does not have much to speak of. Yellow, pretty dang close to some promotions. And so are we supporting this pawn, or maybe we play rook over, play back? A lot of possibilities. So green is pretty close to promotion here as well. Hey, incredible blunder. Yeah, no. Red and yellow were not working together effectively, for sure. They're probably frustrated with one another. So in the chat, 4-player chess said blue bishops are allowed to move 1 square. Was there some sort of mate that I missed? I saw the yellow mate. I didn't necessarily see a blue mate. Am I sure Radon is not flying? Oh, yeah. Opposite. Yeah, Radon joined me for commentary in the previous arena. So like, my impression is that they may change the time control for subsequent arenas, and if they do, then Radon may want to play that time control if it has increment. I think some people are frustrated with this no increment time control, even though I believe it received the most votes in a poll that 4-player chess made. Okay, green chopping up the yellow pawns. Green now in a good position to promote some stuff. These two are guarding each other for now. Prevents the promotion. I wonder if he will sack for this knight or something like that. Trying to induce a pawn push, which will weaken the king. Oh. And blue is using this opportunity to go for a promotion. This knight, well, I guess it could move back here to defend, but well, not anymore. That's not a great square for that. This is available, but I think green is worried about blue promoting. Blue is changing his structure. I think he's going to push this pawn to disconnect the rook from the queen and threaten promotion next move. Oh, he's going after this pawn now. Yellow going after green. So is blue going to take that? Or is blue gonna check? Blue has a check here. This is not quite mate, but it's getting closer. By the way, if green ever checks here, then this is mate for blue. So green has to be careful not to check on the diagonal. Okay, what are you doing, blue? Maybe green felt that he could win the 1v1 versus blue. So he was willing to feed that mate. Shouldn't blue and yellow work together against green here? You would think so. Oh, excuse me. Yellow actually has the most points. But green seems to have the strongest position as far as the most pawns they could potentially promote. But I think they're all still jockeying for position. This pawn is really a thorn in yellow's side, defending the promotions. Oh, yellow wants this move. Same sort of thing. Okay. There's a potential check here. We may go after this pawn. Oh, he's going after this pawn. Remember, yellow's moving this way. Oh, yeah, that's a pawn. Oh, no, hold on. It's actually defended right now. My bad. Green would potentially sack for this bishop, but this pawn never moves, and yellow can promote. So maybe green wants to leave this bishop for now. This pawn is under attack. Green defends. Okay, yellow takes that, I assume. Okay, well, what just happened? Okay, blue took a... So yellow's running out of pawns to promote. Okay, 2 yellow pieces under attack. This defends it. Is this double check? This seems like a... Why wouldn't you double check? I think that was a missed opportunity. Okay, he's going for this pawn instead. Okay. Pawn is very hard to defend. Okay, I guess that is one way to defend it. That undefends this pawn. But blue is nowhere near attacking it yet. Why not go for this pawn? So by the way, green and yellow have the same amount of points. Yellow down to 30 seconds. So we're probably going to see a flag from yellow. That makes this green's game. Green has the most time of anyone, tied for the most points of anyone, and has a bunch of pawns that can promote. And yellow has the only like active rook on the board. So I think this is going to end up being a green win. Green just needs to prevent blue from promoting, and if he can do so, he's in good shape. I think green should sack here. I think green is not adequately taking the clock into account. I really think he should have sacked on blue. Now blue has chances. All of a sudden I like blue a lot more. Blue should probably sack here. It's a girl. Okay. So we see that green's king is very unsafe. All these kings are unsafe, actually. Yellow's king may be the safest, at least temporarily. Let me see. Okay, he's going to attack blue. Yellow's down to 2 seconds, by the way. Yellow is basically out of the game. It would be funny if yellow stole the mate somehow. Did he just hang his queen? Did. Okay. So that was a win for Carlos. So what happened here? So I guess blue was free moving because his time was so low. And he hung his queen. That's an unfortunate way to end this. Alright, let's throw a GG in the chat. Hey, Melissa. Melissa, I'm not playing, I was just commentating. But, thank you anyway. Okay. So I think that's the end of this particular arena. Let me go look to see. Yeah, there's no games going on. Alright. We are going to look for someone to raid. Anyone has any suggestions, let me know. Let's check the chess category to see who's streaming. I guess we could pull up a random game. Well, I look for someone to raid. Looking in the chess category. See if we recognize anyone. Or if we see any variants. Wait, what? Mosarov has a title of Chess Played Quick 960 edition. I think he just hasn't changed his stream title. Okay. Let's see. Alright, let's raid Marie Chess. I certainly like the chess bras, but I always feel that my raid will be negligible. I don't have that many viewers, and they always have a ton of viewers. Although I really like the chess bras, and they've raided me a bunch of times, so I appreciate that. I've raided them a few times, but I think we're gonna raid Chess. Yeah, Neo Serbian says decided by the clock. Yeah, Neo Serbian. My understanding. The arena was 2 hours. Incredible Bugger, and the time control was 10 minutes with no increment. So some people were frustrated that it always led to flags. And there's some people who chose not to participate based on the time control, including Radon for PC. Um, I've heard the time control may be changed for future arenas. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I have to check the announcements. But yeah, good to see you, Neo Serbian. We're gonna raid our friend Marie Chess. Marie Chess is actually based in Nashville, and I live like an hour, 15 minutes south of Nashville. So I went up to the Nashville Chess Center and played Bughouse with her and my friend NJS King, who was coming in from Atlanta. This was like 2 weeks ago, something like that. Uh, so it was good playing Bughouse with her. Hope we get to play more Bughouse in the future. She streams chess. She's a strong chess player, but she likes variants as well. So definitely drop her a follow. She is very energetic. So whenever she gets a win, she screams like at the top of her lungs, like yes. So it's good to see the energy. I'm gonna try to stream the next arena as well. I think when is the next arena? Is there another arena in 2 hours? There may be an arena in an hour and a half that I stream. But if not, it might be like 12 hours. I forget which is which. I'm going to try to stream as many of these arenas as possible. All right, thanks for hanging out, guys. Congratulations to GYS Chess, who I think won the arena and qualified for the World Championship qualifiers. All right, have a great night, everyone. I'll see you all later.